Alright, so we got another episode of the Kardashian show, and Kim is still going on about her tape and about how there's some unreleased footage that she's worried about. And then we also got Kourtney dry humping Travis Barker in front of some real estate agent. And then Khloe, she gets some motivational speech from James Corden or something like that. And Kim, she ends up hanging out with Amy Schumer and getting comedy advice from her. I mean, this is a pretty wild episode. The Kardashians, James Corden, and Amy Schumer all in one episode. I don't think it can get much better than that. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it, and let's see what Amy Schumer has to say about Kim Kardashian's comedy.
You're hosting Saturday Night Live. I know. I'm surprised to see me here too. When they asked, I was like, you want me to host? Why? I haven't had a movie premiere in a really long time. Actually, I've only had that one movie come out, and no one even told me it was premiering. It must have slipped my mom's mind.
Wait, what was the movie?
My sex tape.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great.
But the joke on the internet was that, like, my mom had you. She's my manager.
So, of course, Kim tells some sex tape joke. It seems like that's all she's talked about on the show so far. But still, when she said movie premiere, honestly, the first thing I thought of was Disaster Movie. That really shitty spoof movie that she was in back in like the late 2000s, I think, because she's probably more embarrassed by that than her sex tape at this point. This movie has like a 1.9 on IMDb, and when I was looking this up, there was an article that said Kim is like mortified by this movie now, and she can't watch it back and she cringes when she sees it. So I think maybe there is a small possibility that she's more embarrassed by this than her sex tape.
Lisa, come on!
No, guys.
Come on, baby.
I really have a bad feeling about this.
Lisa!
Yeah, so I don't know what's worse, having your sex tape released or being killed by an asteroid in one of the worst comedy movies of all time. Even though I haven't watched this movie in a while, it could be just so bad that it's funny. And also, I feel like if Kim was referencing Disaster Movie, this joke would have been so much better. And I think it's possible that Amy Schumer was thinking of Disaster Movie because she acted like she didn't know what Kim was talking about when she said movie premiere, or she thought she was actually referencing a movie premiere. And Amy was trying to think of like, oh, what's that movie that she was in that was terrible?
Brokered. And there's a lot of like kind of sex tape drama happening now where like people are saying that maybe there's a little bit more from 20 years ago.
Is there a part of you that's like, let's get that out? Because it probably is pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, does Kim really care that much? And does she actually believe that there's some unreleased footage that somebody's holding back somewhere? I mean, it's been 20 years. I think if somebody's had some footage, it probably would have been released by now. And I don't think she even cares at this point. I think this drama with her tape is more of just some drama for the show and some like storyline to talk about. Alright, so also on this episode, we had Khloe going on James Corden show, his late night show. And she's all nervous beforehand, and she's all worried about what people on Twitter are gonna think. And James goes to her dressing room and gives her this like motivational speech.
Hi! Come in for a hug. I'm really your guest.
Oh,
It's a surprise.
How nice to see you. And you.
Yeah, Chloe's gonna be great. She was a little nervous, but you're gonna make her feel
What are
like,
you nervous about?
I always get anxious.
Okay.
Not
You've
about
nothing
you.
to be anxious.
you
No,
got
it's always
this.
the aftermath.
I don't think she needs to worry because on this show, James Corden is gonna be the one that everyone's cringing at and everyone's talking about afterwards. Like, the internet hates this guy, so I guess he probably would be the right guy to give advice on how to deal with hate on the internet. But his advice is pretty much like a bunch of generic shit, like, oh, these people, they don't know you, and these people want to be you or something, they're jealous or they're insecure and they're projecting their insecurities on you or something like that. And of course, Khloe and Kris are just eating this shit up, and they're like, oh my god, you are right.
Anybody that's like, it's only a representation and a reflection of them.
I know.
That's it. That's it.
You're so
It's
right.
nothing to do with you. What
right.
somebody thinks of you is none of your
I was gonna
business.
start crying.
And how can anyone judge anyone when they don't know them?
Right. You're right.
Look, you're drinking champagne at 4 p.m. on a
Yeah.
Monday, and you're at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've won.
We've won.
Yeah, see, this is probably how James Corden deals with the hate. he just thinks about how rich and successful he is. He's probably like, who the hell cares what these people on Twitter think? But I'm sure he still probably reads Twitter comments. I mean, a lot of these people, I don't think they can stay away from it, especially the Kardashians, when that's basically their whole livelihood. It's just social media. So I'm sure they're scrolling around on there all day, reading shit about themselves. Alright, so now we're going to check out this clip where Kourtney and Travis are looking at a new house. And, you know, I'm just going to play the clip.
So the pool has fiber optic lighting. It lights up at night. It's really
cool.
pretty. You know, so.
Yeah. Oh my god, people were like pissed about.
Alright, come on. What is this? Why do you need to be doing this? Like, in front of this real estate agent? It's so weird. These two, they need to take it easy a little bit. I've noticed they like to do this kind of stuff. I feel like they get off on doing stuff in front of other people or something. I feel like wherever they are, they need to be doing some like real over-the-top sexual shit. I remember I was watching a UFC event one time, and they put the camera on them for like 5 seconds, and they're licking each other's tongues, and it just seems so awkward for like everyone else. Like this real estate guy, this is such an awkward situation to put him in, but I'm sure he doesn't give a shit. I mean, if he sells this house, he's probably gonna make so much goddamn money, and he probably knows he needs to put up with weird shit like this. And at this rate with these two, I wouldn't be surprised if Kourtney has a tape released soon, or if these two start like an OnlyFans or something. I think that would definitely be a possibility. These two seem like they'd be into that shit, and obviously they would make so much money from that, even though it's not like they need it. But these people, they'll sell out for anything. They just love making money, and they love doing whatever the hell this is.
Kissing and hugging is not a bad thing. I'm actually grateful that my kids can see a loving, affectionate relationship because they haven't seen that their whole lives.
I just think people have trouble understanding how two people can be so in love and affectionate because they're miserable.
Alright, so maybe I'm miserable and I don't understand how two people can be so in love and affectionate, or whatever the hell he's talking about. But I think if you're doing this kind of stuff in front of your kids, that's a little strange. Like hugging and kissing, that's one thing, but whatever the hell this is, if you're really doing this kind of stuff in front of your kid, I don't know, that's a little weird. And I mean, this is already weird to be doing this in front of some guy that's like just trying to sell you a house. It seems like, why do you need to do this here? And it's so weird how she just sits down, or he sits down, and she just like knows what to do. It's like, all right, here we go, you're coming over here and you're doing that. It's like they do it all the time, or they plan this or something. If they plan this, it's even weirder. All right, so now I just got one more clip we're gonna take a look at. It's of Karen Kardashian. She wants the driver to leave the car because she wants to have a phone call, like a private phone call. And just the way she talks to him, because she also like tells him to shut the trunk, and it just seems like she's yelling at him. It's just like some guy that she bosses around. And you could tell Khloe is definitely embarrassed by it, because these people, they're some of the most privileged people on earth. And at this point, you probably shouldn't be yelling at anybody that's working for you, unless obviously they really screw up. But here it's just like she's telling them what to do. So let's check it out because this is pretty funny.
Give me a kiss and I'm gonna go.
Sir, can I ask you to leave us alone for 5 minutes? I just want to do something real quick. Thank you. Is his window rolled up?
Yes, but the trunk is open. Close the trunk. So you're yelling at a f***ing guy that... Close the trunk. Excuse me, sir. Would you mind closing the trunk for a moment? Thank you so much. It's not what you say, it's how you say
No.
it.
You could tell she's just way too used to yelling at people and having them do something for her. And it seems like she doesn't even think about it. You know, like the trunk's open, she just yells and somebody gets it done. And it's funny because when she yelled, nobody even shut the trunk. So there's no one around her to even hear that. And then it's funny seeing Khloe ask somebody to shut the trunk, because it's like the complete opposite. She's like, oh, excuse me, do you mind shutting the trunk? Thank you. And she was obviously annoyed by how her mom was acting. And I would be too. I mean, if you're this privileged, you shouldn't just be yelling at people to have them do things for you. Like, why don't you go shut the trunk? It's not that difficult. I think she just spent so much time telling people what to do and bossing people around that she doesn't even realize she's being rude at this point, and she probably doesn't even care either. I mean, these people, all they're thinking about is themselves and making money and staying popular. Well, at least Khloe, she realized that her mom was being rude, so I gotta give her some credit there. And at least she seemed respectful towards the driver or whoever was helping them out. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, leave me a comment, then hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.